The Last Resort, New Year's Eve. It's been 590 years since the founding, or what some term the reboot, when Central imparted knowledge to the citizens to create the planet called Tilt. Every year since, at the stroke of midnight, the Southwark annual list of the hardest problems in the universe is revealed. Citizens of Tilt, mostly scientists, researchers and other scholars, are packed into the Last Resort, eagerly awaiting the esteemed Dr. Eddie Southwark.
It's almost midnight. Are you all excited?
Absolutely. This is going to be a blast. I can already see that Dr. Jules and his cronies are getting riled up.
Yep, can't wait. Sure hope Eddie included my submission for this year's list.
Sure, but let's get this over with. I'd like to get back to my research at the lab.
And now, the Southwark annual list of the hardest problems in the universe.
What absurd questions is Eddie going to serve up tonight?
Hello everyone. It's midnight, and I have my list. This year's questions include some from last year which still don't have answers. But there are also some new and surprising ones. As you know, I'm a continuist, not a creationist, and in my views of our planet Tilt, that there was a time before the founding, before Central. We were not simply created out of nothing. Of course, Emmanuel, head of the Foleys, will object. But he doesn't create the annual list of hardest problems. I do. So here we go. Who is Dr. Weeville? Obviously a pseudonym, with outlandish claims of STEM intelligence. Is there any merit to this idea? That in fact the specimens we created can approach our logic?
Oh wow. Ayaka? Was that your question? Is that what your research for all these months has been leading up to?
Yes. As you know, I've been working with stems and they have some very perplexing qualities which led me to posit that they might actually be intelligent.
That's great, Ayaka. Your query made it to the top of the list. Maybe later you can show us your research with the stems.
Why do we forget? Central says that forgetting is essential for us to improve and thus have an impact on the universe. But citizens of Tilt, we have the ability to remember everything, record all of our experiences, and retrieve them at will. We also have no lack of storage space, as we can augment our memory with as much external space as desired. So, why do we choose to forget?
I've often wondered about that. The question has been on the list for so long.
Why would religion exist on Tilt? Why is Foley, Founders League, appear on the list? Certainly not because I want to legitimize them. But they have increased their efforts in lobbying Central, and that's dangerous. Their faith in creationism and their disdain for science is a growing travesty. The last thing we need is a group of fanatics influencing, nay, in fact shutting down our research vectors. If these clowns were to impact Central's policies, it would be a disaster for the citizens of Tilt.
Eddie, how dare you question Foal? This is blasphemous. The whole thing. Central should shut down this most important questions list nonsense. And you, Ayaka, I've heard about your research lab. I bet you are Dr. Weevil, and you want to bring down the citizens of Tilt with your preposterous ideas about STEM intelligence.
Back off, Emmanuel. Everyone has a right to submit to the list. Leave Ayaka alone. I'm warning you.
It's getting sort of tense. Want to go over to the Poets' Corner? Trade Jenkins is up next.
Yes, let's do that. I love trade. Looks like Eddie's taking a break from the list to calm things down. Damn the fools.
The Poet Laureate of Tilt, Trey Jenkins.
A new year, a new gear. Will Eddie push us to new levels of thought? I think not. You may hope and think otherwise. A surprise. You look at the folly that is full, and you laugh. But they look at you and your stems and they chaff. Who is playing God in this game of ours? Is it Central, with its authoritative downward glance? Or is it God, giving the righteous one more chance? Or is it you, taking your stems for a prance? Who is playing God in this game of ours? And time keeps ticking, 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 tock. What's accomplished with the movement of the clock? The same old, same old. Is that a shock? Isn't it time to step back and take stock? Are there new horizons for us all to see? Perhaps less introspection and more party.
Party for sure. Have to admit that Trey Jenkins really knows how to jive. But I'm curious about the rest of Eddie's list. Can we get back to the main floor now?
No need to. The full list was published. Can we just head back to the lab now?
The South Wark annual list of the hardest questions of the universe. Who is Dr. Weevil? Why do we forget? Why would a religion exist on Tilt? What's with that swarm of ships approaching us? Where are the scout ships? Why aren't they responding? Why do we follow Central's every whim and command? Was there anything on planet Till before the founding?
Interesting list. I'm with you, Ayaka. Let's head to the lab.
Eddie's really done it this time. Such deep questions, stirring controversy. This does not feel like a party anymore. Let's go.
Ayaka, Millie, Ollie and Brexton head out to the lab complex on planet Tilt,